Join me in a moment of silence for the McDonough family regarding the recent passing of Mr. McDonough's brother. Amen. Please join me in the flag ceremony. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will note this board met in executive session at 6:45 p.m. tonight, just prior to this meeting, regarding legal matters. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hollister?
Here?
Mr. Olsemer?
Here.
Mr. Gershie?
Here.
Mrs. Fiorella? Here. Mr. Gadenzi?
Present.
Mr. Gogalski?
Here.
Mr. Lindo?
Here.
Mr. McDonough?
He is excused.
And Mrs. Pliss? Here. Mr. Adams?
Here.
Dr. Barrett?
Here.
Ms. Emmett is here. Mr. Blum?
Excused.
Mrs. Donahue? Here. Ms. Polisky? Here. Mrs. Miller? Here. Mr. Gregorski?
Here.
Mrs. Watson? Here. Mrs. LaRosa? Here. Mrs. Price? Here. Mrs. Gregory? Here. Mrs. Liptak? She's excused. Mr. Seaman?
Excused.
You have 8 board members present, Mr. Hollister.
Thank you. We'll go to our agenda item number 5. Do we have a motion for approval?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the regular board meeting September the 14th, 2015, with the correction of Carrie Fitzsimmons' internship, principal certification for August the 24th, 2015 to the June 2016, Gloria Miller.
I'll second it.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstaining? The ayes have it unanimously. Item 6, do we have a motion, please?
I move that we accept the treasurer's reports for the general account and the food service account.
I'll second it.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Any abstaining? The ayes have it by a vote of 7 yes and 1 no by Mr. Gadenzi. Motion 7.
I move that we pay the bills generated by the general account and the food service account.
I'll second that.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Any abstaining? The ayes have it by a vote of 7 yes and 1 no by Mr. Gadenzi. Are there any questions regarding the accounting of taxes? At this time, Mr. Gregorski, I believe we have some student recognition.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to start off with a young man by the name of Matthew Russo. Matthew is the recently elected student body president in the Western Wayne High School. Matthew is the son of Raymond and Maria Russo of Lake Area.
I'm Matthew Russo, as some of you know, and I've been chosen, I'm honored for being chosen for the Student of the Month this month. And first I'd like to thank the board for having me and everyone in attendance. And I really thought that if I was going to get chosen, it was going to be the last month, if anything, so it was a surprise for me. Here's a little educational background. Since freshman year, I always wanted to get or take at least 3 AP or honors courses, and no matter how hard they were. And I never really struggled with the subject until last year when I took pre-calculus with Mrs. Carey, and I found myself staying after class a lot to ask questions and further understand the topic. And the fact that she didn't get mad at this and she even encouraged me to stay after is any teacher that did that for me, I'm always thankful for. And that helped me a lot. Some of my classes even sparked interests that I didn't know I had. For instance, my reading class, I didn't know I enjoyed writing essays. I always dreaded it, but then I found that I actually enjoy writing essays about even old poets or whoever the topic is I enjoyed writing. And my government class I'm taking this year I found very beneficial because it's really important to know about your own nation's government, and I was never really into that until this year, and it's very, very interesting for me. And I can finally come up with my own political opinions and not sound stupid, so it's nice. My favorite elective I took this year actually is my video production and broadcasting classes, and this was another instance where I found that I wasn't just taking it for fun, I became interested in it. And whether I was in front of the camera or behind the camera, I became really interested in the process of making the video and what goes on behind the scenes. And I'm even considering going into communications because I became so interested in that topic. I've been involved in a lot of extracurricular activities also. One group I've been involved with for 4 years now is Future Business Leaders of America. And my sophomore year I placed 4th in the state conference. And during my junior year, my group and I placed 1st at states and 6th at nationals. And the event I was in for both years was called Parliamentary Procedure. And that's what this is, the board meeting. And that was really interesting, unexpectedly for me also. And it pushed me out of my comfort zone a little bit too. Because when we got to Chicago, which was where the national conference took place, we were required to perform a skit, which would be, we would do a board meeting, and we had to show the judges our understanding of the topic, and that was a new experience for me. I've been in National Honor Society for 3 years now, and I'm the vice president. And what I like about this club a lot is that whenever we do volunteer work, it never feels like work, because our advisors, Mr. Gill and Mrs. Wayman, always make it fun. And I think if you got fun while helping people, it's a really cool thing to do. I've been involved in SAD for 4 years now also, which is Students Against Destructive Decisions, and we also do a lot of community service, which is nice. For my senior project, my friend and I coached a U8 soccer team, and that was a really interesting experience. I found out there's a lot of crying that's involved in U8 soccer, and a lot of kids with anger issues. And it was weird being the coach instead of the player for once, and we learned a lot working with the kids, and it was just an overall really good experience for both of us. Speaking of sports, I've been on the soccer team for 4 years now, and Coach Fitzsimmons elected me captain this year, which I love because ever since I was a freshman, I always wanted to be a captain so I could give my teammates someone to look up to. And even though they don't listen to me a lot of the time, it's still nice to be captain. I've been involved in basketball for 4 years also, and this was the first time I received a trophy for a sport in high school. And when Coach Thorpe called my name, I thought that I was going to get either most improved or best hustler or best shooter, and he ended up giving me the perfect attendance award, which is still a trophy, so. I've been involved on the baseball team also for 2 years, and I've always loved baseball, so that was great too. Without sports, I'd probably go insane. It's exactly what people say it is. It's a great release from school, and it teaches you a lot about life. My dad was the one who first taught me about sportsmanship, and that helped me with sports a lot. And Coach Fitzsimmons and Coach Thorpe had a great balance of having fun while being serious at the same time, and it's that balance that really I enjoyed doing sports for the school. I'll always be thankful for them for that. My future plans consist of going to a 4-year college, and I'm not sure where I want to go yet, but my majors I'm thinking about, as I said before, communications or maybe management of some sort. No matter where I'm going, I plan on being involved like I was in high school with clubs and extracurriculars. The most important thing I learned from Western Wayne is having confidence. I believe that if you have confidence, you can do a lot of things. And the first time I ever got this was, I think I was playing soccer my sophomore year, and I just figured one time that I could get past the defender that was sprinting at me. Instead of just passing it off, I got past him, and ever since that day I figured that if you have confidence, you could go a long way. And I ran for vice president for MHS, knowing that I was going to have to make a speech eventually and handle fire, the candle lighting. And I was student body president and won, knowing that I'd have to address all the students multiple occasions and run the pep rallies and all that. And I set myself up for these positions because I know that in my future, whatever I want to do, I want to be able to communicate with others and be a leader. And I'll never be prepared if I don't go further with these activities at school by signing up for these positions. And if I had one goal, I think it would be to have the freshmen this year look at me and the things I do and say, when I'm a senior, I want to do what he's doing and maybe even do it better. Because when I was a freshman, that's what I saw in the seniors, and I think that's a really great chain reaction to keep going in the school. The challenges I had to face at this school definitely made me who I am today, whether it was trying not to stutter during a speech or trying to block a kid who's this tall from Homestead from dunking. Either way, the most important thing that I have to say is I want to thank my mom and dad for teaching me how to be an overall good person, and they're always coming to my events, and I don't know if I would be able to accomplish everything I accomplished if they weren't there at the events with me. And that's it. Thank you for having me.
Can Mom and Dad please stand up and be appreciated and applauded?
Ray and Maria. Matthew, congratulations. We certainly have high hopes for you, and I'm certain you'll achieve every one of them.
Thank you.
Maria and Ray, thank you for bringing your boy to us. Great young man. Thank you. That's it, Mr. Grigorski? Okay, we'll move on. At this time, we have set aside for recognition of the public. Is there anyone that cares to address the board? None? Roger, I'm sorry.
There's been a small group of people complaining about the evergreen sign. It's just too bright at night.
The brightness.
Yeah, is there a parameter that,
Well, let me just explain. We do close it down. The sign is broken currently.
okay,
It will be shut down it's 6 o'clock. Like,
Six.
Yeah, we had this complaint at the beginning of the, when
I remember it.
the sign is broken. So it would be shut down by now, but we are waiting for parts to come.
There's a computer module coming in
Yeah.
that needs to
No
be
problem.
But
replaced.
we shut it at dusk.
No problem.
So, yeah, I apologize. I didn't even think about that till you just said that.
It's not my complaint, I'm just forwarding it along.
Yeah, that is what the problem is. The sign is kind of stuck for a little bit.
Yeah,
All right.
I heard that as well.
In the fog, it's, at night, it's very, very, much a danger. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes.
I was hoping that we might be able to incorporate some of the community events on our website, on the Western Wayne website. We have several really nice organizations in the area that provide sometimes completely free events that the community is quite proud of. Garden Conservation Day was the most recent one that I was involved in. They have wonderful educational programs for the children, and everything is free to come and see. It would be beautiful if we could have that kind of information for our community and feel that they're also included in the school. I think it would be very beneficial for everyone. I have some information that I can provide for you after the meeting so you can look and see what was on this year's. But there are lots of really nice events in our area that I think would be great to include.
It'd be nice to have it all in one area where you can look and see. Yeah, we'll take a look at what you've got.
Okay. And the other question I had more than anything else is, do we have a plan as to how to help the plummeting enrollment at Western Wayne? Do we intend to approach it as a community effort to see what we can do to promote the wonderful things at Western Wayne? We have some really great programs here.
Yeah, we
I think
actually,
sometimes we kind of hide our light under the bushel basket, so to speak. We have some really good stuff, like this young man that was just here talking about what wonderful programs we have. Wouldn't it be great if we somehow managed to let the rest of the community that Western Wayne is a good place to send your children?
Yeah.
Look at the kind of students we can produce.
yeah, I mean, we'd all love to see that. We actually have a committee working on community involvement and volunteerism. And those are the kind of things, once we collect information and get it to the people who are in the real estate business, in the normal restaurateur business, you know, if we get that information to them, there may be something we can help to promote that image. And we'd love to do that.
I wouldn't mind seeing, if we could, that when we have the Students of the Month and all of that, have that also on our website. Maybe not on the main page, maybe on the Facebook, because that's a little more younger generation, a positive thing for us to make sure we don't forget that we have all these great kids and we're doing all these great programs and all this for the community.
So noted. We'll see what we can do on that.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, item 11, the enrollment is provided for your information. We'll go to page 3, item 12. Do we have a motion for approval?
I recommend to approve the following overnight trips and chaperones for the 2015-16 school year as listed. PMEA District Course Festival, PMEA Region Course Festival, FBLA State Conference, and the FBLA National Conference.
I'll second that.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstaining? The ayes have it unanimously. Item 13, do we have a motion, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education award the bid to LH Reed and Sons Incorporated for the installation of new fuel burners at the Robert D. Wilson Elementary School for a sum of $71,253.
I'll second the motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
Just for the record, this was the low bid that came in for the burners.
That's correct.
Yes.
How many other bids that we have?
There were 4 bids in total. This was the low bid. There was another bid in the 70s, 2 in the 80s, and the expectation from the engineering company when we put it out was 90,000. So it's a dual fuel, and everybody's been paying attention to natural gas lines. UGI just got approval to bring the gas line to the old state hospital as well, so it's not very far away, and that could be a significant savings for us if they would approach the PUC in the future to extend that out to R.D. Wilson as well. It's a dual fuel system.
Do you have a time frame for installation?
Timeframe, there are two furnaces there. The one that was breaking down the most last year was going to be repaired first, and the expectation is 6 to 8 weeks. With the LH Reed said that they would expect it before 6 weeks to be done with both, but we're going to do one at a time and then have the other furnace be operational while that one's being done. And as soon as that one's done and tested and operational, then we'll go over to the second one.
Thank you.
Great. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstaining? The ayes have it unanimously. Item 14, please.
I move that the board adopt a resolution identifying and authorizing Superintendent Joseph W. Adams to sign electronic agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Education.
Second that.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstaining? The ayes have it unanimously. Item 15, please.
I
I
recommend.
recommend,
Go
sorry.
Sorry.
I recommend that the Board of Education adopt the proposed waiver of expulsion hearing and stipulation relating to student number S number 01-15-16, thereby excluding the student from the Western Wayne School District in accordance with the terms thereof.
I'll second that.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstaining? The ayes have it unanimously. Item 16, please.
I recommend that the Board of Education approve an agreement between West Vermont Wayne School District and the U.S. Employee Benefits Service Group to provide full ACA consulting and reporting services at an ongoing monthly cost of $1.05 per employee per month and a one-time implementation fee of $4 per employee effective August 1st, 2015 through September 30th, 2016.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
I have a question on it. What was the total for last year for this service?
This is new, it's a new service that we're requesting because of the increased reporting requirements under the Affordable Care Act. So we did not have this in the past.
Okay, so it's, what's the other consulting that we do? It's for,
Employee
Yeah,
benefits.
that's like,
benefits,
yeah,
yeah. the
yeah.
benefits. So this
That's
is-
just in general, that's more of like all of our reporting that we do.
Do we have like a ballpark figure for this total?
The first year with the implementation fee, the total will be just under $5,000, and then each year around $3,000, roughly, depending on the number of employees.
Yeah,
Could you
and this
also
is under,
explain-
this is under the Affordable Care Act. And the reason we didn't have this last year, the terms of that act that were pushed forward to next year. And the bottom line is if we make, and it's the first time we have to do this reporting, if we make an error on this report, the fines are in the $40,000, $50,000, and $60,000 ranges. And so we figured that at least for the first year, we wanted to have somebody who does nothing but this professionally to make sure that we're 100% in compliance and don't have any fines and findings because of the severeness of the penalties that come along with not being able to, if we do make any mistakes on those reports, and they're brand new reports for us for this year.
Now with this, we have to account for the beginning of the 2015 year, even though the implementation is 2016. Is that something that we're gonna do just to try to get ahead?
No,
Or
the first reporting
it's
requirement is
implemented
in,
for 2015?
it's for the 15 school year, but the reporting is required in 16.
Right. It will be reporting on the 15 school year to be filed in 16. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Any abstaining? The ayes have it by a vote of 7 yes and 1 no by Mr. Gedensky. At this time, we'd like to go off the agenda to an addendum item. Would someone care to make a motion on the addenda item you have in front of you?
I make a motion that the Board of Education approve the general terms of the resolution of the special education due process case regarding student number L number 02-15-16